Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and the project that I'm working on now is making the wood underliner that you're gonna see when you go to the Mexican restaurant and you order fajitas, and that cast iron griddle comes out so hot that it's impossible to touch that. But there's always a piece of wood the griddle sits on. So what we're making actually is 50 of those underliners. Okay, so logo on bottom. The issue with this is I don't know how deep we're going. V-carve engraving toolpath. A V-carve toolpath has no depth setting. Depth is controlled by the width of the two vectors that are required for the tool path itself. The V-bit will plunge to a depth that will fill the space between the two vectors. What I'm concerned with that is these vectors are really close together, which means it's probably not going to go very deep because what bit is that based on? Well, I set it for a 16th of an inch, but I think it's going to go very shallow would be my guess. That is not what I want. Let's study that. Let's run that and see what happens. Yeah, logo on bottom I already have. Let's run that and see what happens. Let's go home and let's actually run it and see what it looks like. Let's pick it up on the GoPro at this point. I'm going to run that V-carve quick engrave, I think is what it's called. V-carve engraving. V-carve engraving. I'm going to run that. And then, you know what I'm going to also run? I'll run a different tool path because I want to see what it's going to look like. Not sure what I want this logo to look like. So I'll let the GoPro go for as long as it can. Right now that I don't like is the upcut nature upcut. No, that's a downcut. That bit's a downcut that's in there. But I don't like how fuzzy it looks. I don't like the quality of what I'm seeing. But it's easy to run. put a dust boot on that, and let's just let it finish what it's doing. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Okay, so we're going to have to leave the pumps running. So I didn't like that engraving. That turned out not good at all. So what I've done is I have taken the vector. I've tried the quick engraving toolpath. Let's double click on what I've already done. I've got the same 1/16 of an inch ball nose. I'm going into 0.1 inch. We're going to outline, because that should give us a little more three-dimensional look. I'm going to leave that. I don't understand what that is. Just leave it. All right, let's cut this. Quick engrave. But let's pick it up on the GoPro. Okay, so this is what it's cut. It's finishing up now, and I'm just not thrilled with it at all. The depths are funny, because it's only going in a 32nd of an inch, and micro deviations in the surface height is giving us a result where we're not actually engraving. We're going to need to redo that. No, we're not doing a quick engrave. See that we don't have much here. We got a lot here. That's a space bar. Alright, so let's quit. Let's move ourselves. Let's take a look at what it made. Yeah, I don't like that at all. That's just not gonna fly. That didn't leave us much to work with at all. Okay, let's try a different tool path. going in entirely too deep. And the plywood is probably not bellied up that much. Let's measure how deep that is. Change the depth to, let's hold it back maybe to 60 thousandths. Let's do that. Let's change that. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Okay, well, I've actually changed it to 50 thousandths, so we're going to be able to see if that really makes a difference. I know what I did. I didn't go back to 002. I was at 00.2 and broke that bit. Damn it. Being careless broke that bit. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to put a new bit in there and I'm going to re-zero it and I'm going to bring us back to where we were. And we're going to see if that changed. So the bottom line is, oh yeah. Yeah. Not happy. That's the problem. I didn't bring us back to 002. When I interrupted it and made that change, I did a file go to, but I didn't change the Z. This cost me, we got way deep on that, way deep. What caused it to break? Probably steel is what caused it to break. We got real deep on that. That's a bummer. Okay, let's just move on. Let's put Humpty Dumpty back together and let's move on. Okay, so we broke that bit. I then promptly went in and broke another bit. And I said, what in the world is going on here? So, first thing I did was check the tool path. And let me show you what I found. Logo on bottom. Now I told you I changed it to 50 thousandths. On bottom, that's set to 0.5. 0.5. Okay, so we don't have any more bits. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shut down. We're going to get some bits over here and we're going to resume this. We're going to leave this all right where we left off. So let's keep moving. So today is Monday. Yesterday was obviously Sunday, and we're out of 1/16 of an inch bits. I'll have them tomorrow. And rather than being idle today, I've got a couple hours to spend here in the shop. We're going to move on to the fifth of the six toolpaths, which is a big V-bit profile on the bottom. So we're going to test, we're going to experiment, we're going to see what works, what doesn't work, make those adjustments. And what I'm finding out is toolpath has to be run in each of the toolpaths required for the job. You see what it's doing, see how you like it, see how you don't like it, make adjustments, bring fun. I can't continue with toolpath logo until I've got my bits. Again, I put 0.5 for the depth. Obviously, it would have drilled through my underliner, so I'll have a fill there, which will be fine. And as soon as the tool moved, it snapped the bit. Two things about that. Certainly the depth, because it's a 16-inch bit. And it snapped actually at the 8-inch shank. So just the amount of force that it's pushing. Two, if the bit's that long, and that much of it is the spiral cutting surface, say the bit's that long, I had only about that much up in the column. And I said to myself, I should suck that up in further and leave about a quarter inch between the cutting surface and the shank. I had too much of it hanging out, but I believe that that's a lesson that I'm learning right now. So I'm going to do some taking a look around at this toolpath 5, which is big feedback. We are, as you can probably tell, the vacuum pumps are on. Our workpiece hasn't moved. It's clamped to the table in a C2 for the material service. So let's air cut this, and let's take a look at air cut. Yeah, we're not going to have any tabs over here. We're going to need to adjust everything. This piece is probably going to blow out on us. I'm keeping my eye on where I believe I can put a clamp to hold this down, because the next tool path is going to have to get moved up as we're flowing through that, I think. Oh yeah, we're going to lose that. We're going to stop this air cut, and we're just going to get after it. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.